Verbally Effective, your double E, Ina Esco here. Thank you guys so much for tuning in to episode 143 of the Verbally Effective podcast. I am your host, Ina Esco, and I just want to thank all of you for your votes for the Memphis Flyers Best Podcast in the city of Memphis. Although we didn't come in first, we came right on in there in third place, which is a huge accomplishment. So I just want to thank all of you for your votes and for your continued support. Now let's get into it. Today I have with me one of my good friends and alumni of the Lemoyne College. Yes, we used to, hang out on the yard together. She pledged DST, I pledged AKA, but we still was cool. We hung out. We had the best of times back in the late 90s, early 2000s. She is a part of a legacy brand that I know all of you have heard about, Crumpy's Hot Wings. That's right. This business has been around for over 30 years, and she has branched off into Miss Crumpy's. I'm talking about Freda Crump. How are you, Freda? Good to see you.
I am amazing. How are you?
I am
Ina double E.
Yes, look, the double E. Y'all was like, where does that Esco come from? I remember Sagi back in the day. Everybody be telling me that. Wow, it's so good to see you. And I know you recently moved back to Memphis from Atlanta. Yes. So how is that coming back home, Freda?
Coming back home has been so great. I feel like I've been enveloped in a big hug of love. I didn't know that I was missing it, but I am so glad to have received it. I am loving my stay back at home.
Yes, I know you are enjoying your family and friends. I know you missed everybody. I know Atlanta is so different from Memphis, right?
It is, a huge difference. but it's good for what it was. But home is where I need to be.
Yes, ma'am. And I know you learned a lot with business, amongst other things, while you were in Atlanta. So we're going to get into a lot of that. But of course, as we always do, we're going to start at the beginning. Freda, what part of Memphis are you from?
I am from South Memphis,
Yes.
College McLemore area. Grew up on Azalea. My family's still on Azalea.
Really?
Street. Yes, all by both on my paternal and maternal side. Both grandparents are still right in the same homes that I grew up in, right on Azalea Street. Yes, we right around the corner from Lemoyne on. We're there.
Wow.
Always. Yes, we love our LOC.
Yes, we do. And I know your dad is a graduate of the Lemoyne College. So, growing up, I'm sure you heard LOC all the time because your dad, he represents for Lemoyne College.
Yes, we are LOC. Him, all his friends, they still get together. They still follow the baseball team. I think the baseball team still has meetings up at the restaurant on Sundays, strategy meetings. I mean, my dad loves baseball. He was an all-star, but he loves baseball. Baseball is his thing. And they're still very much, I think he might still donate the uniforms to the team. He loves baseball and he loves his LOC.
Wow. And baseball was such, I guess other than basketball, baseball was such a staple in Lemoyne with the sports department. I'm a former volleyball player, so we kept up with what was going on with all of the athletes, and I just miss those days. Don't you miss Lemoyne?
I do. I mean, I don't know about other schools or other higher learning institutions, but I tell you, it is all family at Lemoyne. No matter what you did, where you pledged, what you pledged, we all were family. I just love that. I said it's an embracement that I don't think everybody has. Even if I would tell a student, like, even if you don't want to go to college, I think you need to go to HBCU at least 1 year. Just 1 year, just to feel the love and to be surrounded with your own.
Yeah, I'm actually talking to my 15-year-old right now about seriously taking a look at LOC. I remember we had this conversation maybe 2 years ago. He wasn't interested, but now since some of the NBA players are, speaking on how some of these athletes need to look at HBCUs versus these big NCAA one institutions, he's now looking like, okay, I might look at it, Mom. I'm like, okay, good. Somebody else said
it. That's human nature. Your parents don't know anything. The whole world knows everything except your parents.
Girl, don't I know right now? But you know what? Something that we were talking about earlier, Lemoyne on College breeds so many entrepreneurs and politicians and successful people in the city of Memphis. So I know it feels good to be a part, being a magician, right? And look at you and your journey. You have come so far, and it all started over there in South Memphis, huh?
Yes, ma'am.
Wow. So what was Freda into, growing up around in the South Memphis streets? What were you into, honey?
All I needed was a hairbrush, and I was sing you that's all I wanted to do was sing.
Really? Oh, you a singer. Oh, you singing.
I do, but I'm a behind the scenes singer. I'm not one that's gonna take your mic and go for it. I'm a behind the scenes type of person. But singing that's my singing and cooking are my calms. Okay. Those calm me down. When I have a whole lot of, you can come find me any day. Anybody in Georgia, they be like, "Oh Lord, Freda cooking." I'll be to cook everything in the house with all my favorite music playing. And when I get through, it's a calmness, and I can make a sound decision. Okay. I don't know. It's just always been my thing.
That's your therapy. You sounded real alto-ish to me. That voice sounded alto-ish. Are you
soprano one?
Okay. Oh, yeah. Oh, you were high up there, huh? Wow. Okay. Look, I would say, can you see me a little something? But we gonna keep it. Wow. Okay. Question, Freda. Okay. So, what high school did you attend?
Wooddale High School.
Okay, Wooddale. Now, around graduation time, Wooddale High School, what was going on through your mind that senior year at Wooddale? What was you trying to do, honey?
I was trying to get my daddy to buy me a car, plotting my escape from Memphis. I wanted to go to Grambling so bad, but I was scared to go out of town. I was a mama's baby and a daddy's girl. I was like, I couldn't do it. And then I had been around Lemoyne so long; it was just a natural choice. So that's it. We fought to get our graduation moved to a bigger facility, things like that. I was always fighting for some cause. I don't know why. Fight for some cause, and then they tell me to come speak. No, thank you. But behind the scenes, I'm ready. But in front, I'm not. I've come a long way.
Now, you entered Lemoyne on, what year did you enter LOC? Was it 98, 99, 97?
95.
95. Okay, 95. So what was your major at Lemoyne on, Freda?
I started off with, I think I started off business administration.
Okay.
But I ended up poli-sci. I fashioned myself going to be an attorney. Everybody, I like to read. I'm one of the I have the dual personalities. I'm party all night, but I'm a bookworm at the same time. So it was like, you like to talk. You always fight for the cause. You always into something. You should be an attorney. So I didn't know. I was one of those kids just going through the motions. I mean, I know you go to high school, you make good grades, you go to college, everything's going to fall in place. I really honestly didn't know what I wanted to do with myself. So when everybody kept saying, you'll be a good lawyer, you'll be good, okay, cool. I'm poli-sci. So then that's what I did. Yeah.
Poli-sci.
Crazy.
Now, I remember when I entered Lemoyne my freshman year, this was kind of like my introduction to Crumpies. My freshman year, baby, it was lunchtime and everybody was like, Crumpy's is bringing food, and they have the comedians every like other Friday or something like that. I forgot what they coined the event as, but I remember it was sponsored by Crumpy's, right? And that particular day, Bruce was the comedian, right? And so I think I had class and I was late to it, me and another girl. So we walked up in the little theater trying to see the comedian, baby. And I think 3-6 Mafia was going to perform as well. We walked up in that little theater, girl, and Bruce said, there they go, SWV, Sisters Without Vehicles. And everybody was laughing at us, and we was so ashamed. But I remember that was like, okay, Crumpy's. And then, you know, you and I had met because you all, Crumpy sponsored a lot of the events that we had at Lamont College. So, you know, your family and the family business is such a staple in the city of Memphis. So how did that feel, you know, growing up in such a legacy family in the city? Did that come with any pressure, any challenges?
Honestly, you know, and I know people think I'm really crazy when I say this. It really didn't feel that way. We were just doing our job. Our jobs were a little different than other people's. I didn't realize, honest to God, I did not realize the impact that my family had until I recently moved back home.
Really?
I
Recently?
didn't know. When I tell you, I had no clue. I mean, because this was just our everyday life. You know, we had a store, we had to work. You know, I remember I used to have to do money drops, like pick up the money at the end of the night. I mean,
Big money.
we might be at the aristocrat, and I'd be like, "Hey, can you put me a sticker on my hand because I got to go pick up the money over here." I threw it in it was so dangerous back then. We didn't even know. I throw that money in the back of the truck and go back to the party and try to dance some more. I mean, that was our life. I mean, it was just my job. You know, everybody just had a different job. I really did not know the effect. Like when I talk to people now, it's like, oh my God, you know, your family. I was like, oh, okay.
Like,
Okay.
cause you up in it. That's just my family, you know.
That's just what we do. That's just what we've always done. That's what we've done as long as I can remember. Wow. So I don't, yeah, it didn't seem like that. It just didn't.
Wow. Now, when you graduated Lemoyne, what did you do, Freda?
Because you know I wanted to be an attorney, so I was going to go to Thurgood Marshall, and it was a heat wave or something happened that I didn't go to law school, and I was working working at a law firm for about 6 months, and I was like,
I don't think I want to do that no more.
in my ministry. Not my ministry. Wow. I can't do it. And you mentioned comedians. We had a comedy club. That's how the comedians ended up coming to Lemoyne all the time. And so we were going, my family, we got close with a couple. And so Monique was living in living in California at the time. And we were trying to figure out, my family was flying out there to cater her weekend, something or another. And I was like, I'm going too. Y'all better give me a ticket.
I want to go to Cali.
Yeah. And so we went. And I told her, I said, hey, I'm not going to law school. I'm not going back. Tell me, what can I do to get here, to be here? What can I do? Can you give me a job? And this was in March. This was in March of maybe 2002, something. Mm-hmm. She was like, if you could be here in August, you can be my PA.
Oh.
And I left. So I lived in California for 4.5 years.
What? I didn't know. Freda?
Yes, I lived in California for 4.5 years, came back to Memphis, and I was like, okay, I stayed in Memphis. I came back to Memphis in 2006. Mm-hmm. And we was like, okay, this ain't gonna work. I can't, you know, you've seen so much. I had lived and had so much fun in California that to come back to Memphis, I was like, I can't stay here. I can't do it. And Me and my best friend flipped a coin between Atlanta and Houston, Texas. And Atlanta won. And we was in Atlanta up until January of this year.
Wait a minute now. Wait, let me go back to LA. Now, tell me about this experience as a PA in LA. What was going on? What was you doing, honey?
Partying.
LA style partying. That West Coast. Look, I got a West Coast. Look, I got a West Coast. I want to be Cali living too. Now, tell me about LA, baby.
We had a ball. Let me tell you, we used to cook for everybody. And we didn't even know. I'm going to tell you, we were so, those 20s, I tell you, 20s are an awesome year. You know, it's like you're still young enough to just go for it and old enough not to mess it up. You know, it's like you in that era. And
discovery.
We were at a party at Monique's house, and this guy came up to me and he was like, I heard your family do hot wings or something. And I was like, who was, you know, I knew who it was, but you know, I didn't want to be starstruck. And he was like, well, I need you to come to my compound and cook us some chicken wings. And it started from there, DJ Quick.
Wow. Ooh.
And I was like, wow, it started with DJ Quick. And it went, and we were doing little small things. Because when I tell you, I wanted no part of hot wings. Okay, I didn't want no part of the family. I was over it. You know, I had gave my time. You know, I had hot sauce in my hair, hot sauce on my clothes. I have did my time. So you know, I was like, I'm away from all this. So this ain't nothing. So now I'm calling my daddy. Daddy, can you please send me some season? These people want these chicken wings. We didn't know what we was doing. I mean, it was just the craziest thing. It was a whirlwind of fun. It was a whirlwind.
What an experience, you know, right out of college, going to LA for 4 years. And then you came back home, flipped the coin with your friend, Houston or Atlanta. Then you just upped and went to Atlanta. Tell me what was going on in Atlanta, Freda.
Atlanta. In the beginning, I had a regular job. Had a great, I worked in HR and payroll. Amazing job. Had the time of my life. Best job. I used to tell them like, hey, if they try to pull me out of this place, I'm coming back. You just ain't gonna get me out of this place. That's how much I loved my job until I didn't. So
got out.
They moved us all. It was like 5 different satellite offices. And they took all the offices and moved them to one centralized location under a whole different management system, whole new everything. And I was so miserable. I've never been sick. I'm allergic to everything. But I've never been sick, never had high blood pressure, diabetes, stress, nothing. No issues. And all of a sudden, I'm headaches every day. I'm stressed. They tried to put me on stress leave because I went to the doctor. It was like I had a panic attack. And I was like, what's going on? I couldn't figure out what was going on with me because, I mean, I wasn't physically ill. They taking tests. They can't figure out what's wrong because everything is normal. And one day I went and my blood pressure was so high. Wow. And they was like, why are you so stressed? I don't know. You know, I'm like, I don't know. This is the same job I've had for the last 5 years. No issues, you know, but it was time. And I came home for a weekend and my dad was like, look, if you gave them folks 5 years of your time, why can't you give yourself 5 years? He had been trying to get me to open up a restaurant probably since I was about 22, 23, and I just wasn't going. So I was like, okay, they had put me on a 2-week leave, and I said, okay, I'm going to check this out. I'm going to go get this prescription and go to sleep. I'm going to think on it. And I said, Lord, he'll have to send me a sign because I don't know, you know, what to do. And I went to Walgreens to pick up my prescription. Went inside Walgreens, came out, and it was a chicken.
No.
Right beside my car, pacing back and forth.
Oh, that was the sign.
I Like people think I'm so thankful that we had camera phones because I took a picture because people was like, Crump, you crazy. And I Crump, you stressed for real. No, this is the picture. They was like, hell no. I was like, yes. It was a chicken. And I was like, okay. And maybe 6 months later, I had found me a building and opened up my restaurant.
In Memphis?
No, in Georgia.
In Georgia, in Atlanta. Okay. Now, when you started that business in Atlanta, I mean, you were really, extending the Crumpy brand to Atlanta, correct?
Correct. Well, my dad, we had a store. We had 2 stores in Atlanta in the 90s. And they both had closed. So some people were kind of familiar a little, but not so much. But yes, we had 2 stores there. I mean, our first grand opening, Goody Mob came and performed.
What?
Yes. I was still at Lemoyne, so that was probably the late 90s. Yeah.
Wow. Oh,
yeah.
wow. So Atlanta was good to you, right?
Atlanta was great to me. I learned so much. People were so willing to help.
Mm-hmm.
They're not hoarders of information.
Mm-hmm.
It's what you do with it is up to you. People will tell you everything. Like the best advice I was ever given was to get certified as a minority-owned business.
Mm-hmm.
And I didn't understand it, didn't know it. I was so knee deep in trying to get my business off the ground, growing, but I did it. And that changed my life. Once I did that, people were calling me for business because you have to give so much business to minorities.
Right.
And that's how I started getting contracts. That's what really kept me afloat in the beginning, having government contracts for catering. So like I made for the mayor's office, City Hall, I may have had guaranteed 50 caterings every 6 months. Wow. And that was how I was able to, it wasn't really the store that was sustaining me. It was those contracts because in Georgia, here in Memphis, everybody's cool with the whole wing. In Georgia, people didn't understand what a whole wing was. That was my hardest obstacle. What you mean? What you mean? I'm like, with the elbow out. It's the whole wing. People could not grasp that concept.
Why not?
And I don't understand it because that's just not what they were accustomed to.
Okay.
And so that was my hardest obstacle, trying to get you to realize that this whole wing is still a hot wing.
Oh, they wanted the pieces.
Yes. Can you cut them up for me? No, ma'am. You can cut them up yourself, but no, I don't cut. I don't. This is how they come.
That is so interesting to me because I love a good whole wing. Now I want the whole wing. I like a flat though. I do like a flat.
Me too. That's my favorite. I like the little pointed part that nobody eats. That's my favorite.
Yes. Wow.
That was my hardest obstacle to overcome. But when finally, after a while, it was okay. But it was hardcore. If I did not have contracts, I probably would not have lasted.
Wow.
Honestly, yeah, it was not it's not easy at all. People, I'm gonna do this. They see somebody else and what they're doing and they think they can do it better. Look, stay in your lane.
Stay in your lane.
Stay in your lane. I mean, because it is not for the faint of heart. I mean, like I said, I've had moments when I was like, okay, do I pay my mortgage? Do I pay my rent? But if I pay my rent, I have, be able to make some more money to pay my mortgage. It was always something until, when you find it, when people start coming to you, Yahoo did an article 1 year around Super Bowl, top 5 places to eat hot wings for your Super Bowl party. And I think we were number 3. Okay. And that opened up another door, and then that brought Essence to us. And once we got Essence, it was like I thought we had arrived.
Yes.
Oh yes, we're here, we're ready. And it's like I'm winning. I'm everywhere. I probably have 40 awards.
Wow.
But I was barely making ends meet. I was like, I don't want to go to another workshop. I don't have to buy another dress. I don't care. I'm like, I'm still not making ends meet. It's like it's that you're in that period of like, Man, everybody know you. Hey, I want you here. I want you here. I want you here. No, bruh. You know what I'm saying? You got to pay.
Oh, they
And
wanted some free action.
it's everybody wants to do the I'll put you on TV or I'll show your brand. You know me, I'm like, look, I'm from Memphis. Okay, look, I'll tell you this. I did one. They got me one time.
They got you
Never
one
again.
time. Oh,
When people come in, they having a baby showers, they having a gender reveals. They want you there because it's being recorded, it's being taped. No, ma'am. I say, okay, you know what? You want to give me exposure? You want to give me TV time? I have my recommend. I will do this free of charge. If your company does not feature my product with you, not your assistant, holding my product saying it's good, you gonna hold my product.
Okay.
And say it's good and refer it. I say if you don't, when Real Housewives air and my product is not there,
Okay.
then you need to cut me a check.
Right.
Because that's what you told me to do. So when I start saying, hey, you cut me a check, if my product is not, if you're telling me that you're gonna give me brand recognition, everybody's gonna be watching, everybody's this, and then the episode shows, and I see you eating wings, but that's just wings. Everybody eat wings. And you ain't got nothing with my brand on it, nothing with my information. You're not saying, hey, go over to Miss Crumpy is over here located at.
Wow.
No, that's not helping me. So if you're gonna cut me a check, either I'll do it for free, and if I don't get any promotion, then you're gonna cut me a check. And then they stop calling, and I was glad.
And then
because it's wrong, but they promote off of they build off of small businesses like that.
Yeah.
Trying to feed them hope that they're going to make it, and I'm going to put you in position, and it's not even that. They don't care because they didn't get everything they needed when you got the money.
Right.
You got the money.
Right.
You taking advantage of small businesses that are trying everything they can to keep their doors open. So Atlanta, like I said, Atlanta was an amazing place and I enjoyed myself, but it was a lot of catch-22s. It was a lot of catch-22s.
Wow. And I mean, I guess with you being in Atlanta and like that world of celebrity and fame, and people think that everybody wants a piece of that, right? Like, I know you want to be a part of this. Like, you don't know what I want. I want this money.
That's right. I want to pay my bills.
I need to pay my bills. But Freda, let's talk about with you being a woman in this particular business. When you started Miss Crumpy's, what were some of the difficulties just, being a woman and having to make decisions and delegate and, stand your ground in a male-dominated, I guess, field? Tell me about being a woman and getting that respect.
I can tell you so many stories that will shock you. Stories from, you call contractors in to get quotes for things. You call 3 contractors. One contractor say $100, one say $5,000, one say $2,000. They're so drastically apart because you don't even know, because they think you don't know. So I call my dad. I'm always could call him because he did everything in the restaurant possible. Hey, Dad, man, they should charge you about $20 for that.
Oh,
gotcha. You know what I'm saying? People trying to charge you $5,000. The price gouge because they think you don't know. That's off top. Then you have the people that you finally hire someone to come and they do the work, and you're like, okay, it's almost time for me to open up. They ought to be through. Why are you what you doing in the bathroom? Now we got to go. I'm knocking on the door. Hey, what you doing, bro? It's almost time for me to open. Are you done? Open up the door and they naked.
No, what they doing? Wait a minute.
They think that's how you supposed to pay them. No, boo. I can't. I write you a check or I pay you cash. That's not how. I don't know. That's not how I do this.
Oh, wait, girl. No.
Then you have the people that say, "Oh, you look like such a nice young lady. Why don't you just go and buy you a pair of shoes or something?" Just so condescending. It's so many different areas. It's just. It's not for the faint of heart. People automatically, they want to play on your emotions, like, well, why don't you just do this? I've had people try to trick me out of my product. Let me send you this paperwork to look at. My goal, my entire goal before I even opened up a restaurant, I wanted to put our products in retail, in grocery store shelves. That's my whole goal. That's what I want to do. That's my dream, my goal. That's what I'm always working toward.
That's the
So,
long game.
I kind of fell into the restaurant because I had to build a brand for people to know who I was, even if I made it to the shelves. Yeah. So that's how the restaurant started. So when I'm talking to people, I went to companies like, how do I do this? How do I do this? And you have people that, well, if you don't have $250,000, ain't nobody finna mess with you. I know I ain't got $250,000, so, but I'm like, look, okay, that's on one end. On the other end, how we gonna sell your brand? How we gonna sell you? How we gonna make you a household name? Do you have daddy issues? Do you know who your daddy is?
No.
Yeah, I've known my daddy all my life. He's Crump. I've known no issues with my daddy.
Right.
Do you have baby daddy drama? Well, I don't have any children, so no, I don't have baby daddy drama. Well, are you a survivor of domestic violence? No, ain't nobody beat me up.
Why is that even coming up? Oh my God.
But that's what people think. When they think of women, I don't want to say Black women because it could be African American women, or I don't know. All I know is my story. Mm-hmm. They're always looking for a way to try to sell you. Mm-hmm. And if it's not a sob story, why can't I just not be the chick that was working in corporate America and decided to take a chance on myself?
Exactly.
That's not going to sell. I got to come from a broken home. I got to come from, looking for my dad. I got to be broke. I got to have kids everywhere and trying to get off Section 8. No, when you don't fit the mold that they think we all are, it goes to the left. And that's how that was my experience.
Wow. Yes. So interesting, Freda. But I empathize with you being a woman. In a male dominated industry. They do try to play on your emotions. They think you're gonna just take whatever they offer you, and if it were a man, the conversation would be totally different. The respect level would be totally different. So I totally empathize, and I'm glad you know business and how to stand your ground, honey.
It's rough.
Wow, it is rough, and like you said, it's not for the faint of heart, because you got to have thick skin out here in these entrepreneur streets, honey. Really do. Now, Freda, tell me about how you built Miss Crumpy's. Like, how did because we all knew Crumpies, but now you're Miss Crumpy's. What made you, branch off into building, I guess, somewhat of your own identity within the Crumpy legacy? Tell me about that.
Like I said, I wanted to do product development. That was my thing. I wanted to not necessarily have a restaurant anymore, but that has always been my focus. So I wanted to be the same. I wanted to be separate but equal, because Crumpy's is my dad. So I'm not going to try to say, hey, daddy, can you stop doing this? Can you do this? Can we clean this up a little bit? You know what? That's you. That's your brand. That's what you've built. So I'm not going to try to change it. Mm-hmm. But in order for what I want to do, I have to do things a little differently. Mm-hmm. I want to take a different approach to things. I want to have an organic wing. I want to have an all-natural product line. I want to appeal. My goal with everything is to try to tap into untapped markets.
Yes.
I don't want to go into anything with 1 million people competing. I don't want to, that's not where I want my focus to be, is competing with someone else. I want to have my own. So, when we went, when they was like, well, who do you target? Okay, so I learned how the grocery store retail runs. So, okay, all right. So I got to find me an alternative, because this ain't gonna get it. Right. So then we went through the school systems. Okay, so if we can get on school system menu, if I can build recognition like that, because I didn't have numbers. I had a product that everyone loved, but I didn't have any numbers to back it up. So we went into the development. Oh God, I think I'm skipping. But product development. I found a company that was going to be ready to work with me. So what this company did was had me come to their plant. and we took a finished product and we went step by step, and they showed me how to create my own product.
Okay.
So where companies was telling me I needed to have $250,000 to do it,
No.
this company brought me in and showed me, all I had to do was bring my stuff, bring a case of wings, and that was $80, and my season. And they showed me how to complete a product. They showed me how to get the chemistry. They showed me how to say it's this many calories in it. They showed me how to do everything step by step. And that is what set everything into motion. I tell people all the time, they ask me what was my defining moment. My defining moment was when I had did everything I knew I could do, and ran out of money, and was like, I got to do this myself because I have come entirely too far. Yeah. I tell people not having any money was my saving grace. Because it made, we always can say, well, we can get somebody else to do this or somebody else can do this. When you have to do it all on your own, you know it. Nobody can take that knowledge from you. And like now, if you told me right now, Freda, my grandmama make the best jambalaya in the world, man, I can tell you how to package this thing, how to get this thing, how to do the nutritional content for this thing. I can tell you, and that's what I like. I like helping us, because when we go, like when I got into Cisco, I'm going to present products to Cisco. It's 80 people here, and it's only me and one other minority person there. We don't know how to get there. Yeah. We're so stuck in mom and pop places that we don't realize we can take that same thing and go global with it. Yeah. It just takes a little time, a little energy, and we can get there. And that's what I want more of us to do. Be in that broader area. Be able to, hey, if you feel like you got the best hot sauce in the world, that's cool. I'm gonna show you how to make it. I'm gonna show you how to make it in bulk. I'm gonna show you how to make it organic. I'm gonna show you how to make it ABF. I'm gonna show you how to get your labels done. I'm gonna take you from beginning to end. But people, I don't know, they would rather work with someone else.
Yeah.
A bigger company. Like I have a person that I say, hey, you give me $7,500, I'm gonna make you a whole finished product. You can do whatever you want to do with it. They was like, they went and paid somebody $30.
Isn't that's so messed up?
They went and paid a company $30. I told them I can get your product done in 3 to 6 months. It's been a year and a half. They have no correspondence. No correspondence. They ain't got no more money to get it for. People told them that was to get them through the door. So now they got to come up with another 25 to get it finished. So now they coming to me like, come on, Freda, I know you can help me. No, you ain't got no money now. So I'm not going to come out of my pocket to do this for you when I told you could have been done and selling by now.
In 3 months for the 75, and then they didn't pay 30, and a year and a half later still struggling. Wow, what is it, Freda? What's the problem?
No, that's what I said. I know what people try to charge me. So I know I know what the materials is going to take. I know what it's going to take to register your label. I know what it's going to take. So I'm not trying to beat you. I'm not even trying to get over on you. You're going to see everything I do, and I'm going to bring you in. And I'm going to tell you. So if you have another one later on, you kind of know the basics.
Right.
I'm going to tell you. People always like, why you don't charge people for this? Or why you don't tell? I was like, if somebody got an idea, I want to show them and tell them, let them know it can be done. You're going to have to put your back in it, but it can be done, Yeah. But people rather have a dream deferred than to get it in. Or they just think, light-skinned people are going to do them right. And we're trying to take it back. I don't know. I mean,
now that's what it is. That's what it is right there. You said it, Freda. You said what it was.
I be trying to be politically correct.
Okay, but you know what? It's something that you just stated. It took you being broke.
Yes.
To figure things out. Ain't nothing like being broke and at your last penny and still moving through and still like, I'm still gonna do this. Now that's going through the fire right there, baby. Baptized by the fire.
I got more done with $0 than when I had hundreds of thousands.
It'll make you hustle now. It'll make you
Yes.
figure some shit out.
But I tell you, I was like, people think I'm crazy. It was the hardest time, but that's when you get results. When you ain't got nobody to ask, it ain't nobody to the left or the right, it's only you. Either I'm gonna sit here and all my hard work is gonna be in vain, or I'm finna pull a rabbit out of a hat. It's just, you gonna do it. You gonna get it done. I can't ask nobody. I'm not finna ask my mama. I'm not finna ask my dad. I'm not finna ask nobody, because this is my dream. This is what I want to do. If I keep having people bail me out, I will never get it done.
Yes, yes, ma'am. That was necessary for you to go through that.
Yeah, most definitely. Yeah.
Yes, and look at you now. And you didn't move from Atlanta this January. What made you come back, Freda?
Um,
You was sick of that them sharks over there in Atlanta.
it was just too much. The things that I fell in love with Atlanta for were no longer there.
Mm-hmm.
The helping each other out, the I scratch your back, you scratch my back, the learning, us growing together, the barter systems, everything. Nothing was there anymore. It wasn't there. Everything turned into a hustle. And not just a hustle. You're hustling to get somewhere. I'm trying to hustle you.
Mm.
You know, now we can't be on the same page, and then I'm trying to take advantage of you at the same time. If I know you got $5 and you know I got $5, why would I try to beat you out of your $5?
Mm.
And we on the same page. You know, let's stop. You know, those were the things that were. And I don't know if it was because more people were moving in, the cost of living had quadrupled. I mean, it was just a time of, like, I was starting to, and I'm always pretty upbeat. I was starting to lose hope. I was like, this ain't how it's supposed to be. You know, this is not how it always was. And it just turned into an ugly situation. It started to be something that I didn't want to be a part of anymore.
Yes. So now you have a fresh start back in the M. And
Yes.
how is that going, Freda?
Yeah, it is going amazing. I have a food truck that we be riding around and getting it.
Yes.
I love it. And oh God, coming soon we'll have oh Jesus, it feels funny to say. We're working on a distribution center. Oh, and just like I have 22 products to my name.
Okay.
So we're going to be featuring, of course, our own products and other African American products as well. You know, if someone has a product, we want to do food shows for us. I've experienced the highs and lows of every part of the food industry. You know, I thought when I got my products to Cisco and US Foods, I had made it.
Yes.
Only to find out I had not. So, you know, it's so every area of food service I have been in, and I understand so much more. And I'm trying to create an app from all of my trials, errors, highs, and lows, creating a space that's going to be an amazing for all small businesses.
That is wonderful, Freda. And
I'm
now
so excited about it.
I can tell you're excited about it. Now you're tapping into that distribution side. So, you know, that's another level of business and mindset with the food industry that, you know, many of us don't tap into. So I'm glad that you figured it out. And I'm excited for you, Freda.
Thank you. I want us all to be great. I do. It's so much potential out here. And I think if people move outside of their zip code for a minute and see how other people, you know, everybody can be a baller if that's what you want to be. But when you really see, when I lived in California, I saw balling, and I was like, oh, this ain't some stuff, you know, that I've never seen before, you know. But it was like, wow, okay, we can live like this. We can have this, you know, not because I got a big Louis Vuitton purse. Nobody don't care about that. You know, when people, we're trained to have things and brands and names to make us feel good.
Right.
They build wealth. They buy land. They do those types of things. Go yacht parties and boat parties. And those are the types of things that appreciate, not things that you just gonna hang up. You know, and those are the lessons that made it different. I've lived through that era of trying to have all this crap. I don't even care. I mean, when you really see what wealth looks like,
Yeah.
designer craft don't even matter
Yeah.
at all. It's like, for real, you spend that money on that? Oh, okay.
Like, you should have got some land, honey. You should have invested in something else, but
Something that you can get a return on this time next year, instead of something you're gonna be looking for another one, saving up money for, or you have all these things and have no quality of life because all your money is tied up in those things.
Right.
Yeah, that's the thing. You know, but you have to, what they say, if you want to do something different, you have to hang with a different.
That's true. Now that's true. It'll change your energy. It'll change your mindset. It'll change so many things. Just the circle that you have around you. Now, Freda, I want you to talk to us about your philanthropy efforts. What's going on in that particular area, Freda?
Well, we're actually getting ready. We're setting up for our Thanksgiving feeding. My dad is happy. He was like, "You're gonna feed the homeless this year?" I was like, "Well, I hadn't thought about it, but if you want to, let's do it." You know, so we just got cleared with the health department to go ahead and feed the homeless at the restaurant this year, which is so awesome. But that's what we've always fed the homeless, donated food, products. That's what we do. I have three businesses that I've used to test products. You know, I try to keep my skills honed because I tell people I can get your product created in 3 to 6 months. Mm-hmm. So I have 3 products that I'm working on now. As a gift, just to keep on going, you know, philanthropy that it's done. Hey, write a story, say she got it done. Now, what you do with it is up to you. I can't guarantee you it's gonna sell, but I can bring you a finished product. Yes. You know, so those are mostly just between food and time. Those are the things that we do philanthropy. Of course, always at LOC, trying to feed the students. Come on now.
LOC, baby. Look, that's just in our DNA right now. We're going to give back when we can. We're going to see what them students is doing and keep up with what's going on with the magicians.
Yes, most definitely. Breast cancer. Well, I haven't committed to anything outside of the Thanksgiving and since I've been back, but before we did the Susan G. Komen every year, fed the homeless twice a month. Oh God. Soup kitchen. We stocked the soup kitchen. So we're trying to, now that we're kind of getting settled in now, you know, next year we're going to be figuring out what we're going to do. Definitely. As to keep it going.
Now, how has this pandemic affected business, Freda, and affected your world personally?
It's business side. We had to do a lot of things, you know, just do things a little differently. I'll just say in a restaurant, like we had to change our hours. We had to put the tables up. Nobody can come in and sit down. We had to stop taking call-in orders. We had to start doing things, but on the truck, everybody has to be masked up. You know, we try not to force you to, but you should want to. You know, when you come to the window, come on, cover your face. You know, you want me to be here next week. You know what I'm saying? I don't want to catch it from you. You don't want to catch it from me. We did COVID training for the truck. Sanitation, extra sanitation classes for everybody that works on a truck and in the restaurant. Business has not decreased.
Good.
But no, I mean, I was amazed. You know, I was like, oh God, I was really, because everything went crazy shortly after I got here. I moved here at the end of January, March, everything was going crazy. So, and then I started my food truck in June. So it's like, everything is like, it's cool. You know, we have been affected, but not the bottom line.
Okay. Well,
Not
that's
the
a
bottom
good
line. We're just being more careful, more cautious, trying to keep everything extra sanitized. It's just,
one.
that's the thing. Just
Yeah.
trying to be extra sanitized.
Well, that's a good thing that business hasn't decreased. A lot of us are at home. A lot of people not cooking, they ordering. Baby, they got them folks on speed dial on this food now.
Yes. Yes, it's awesome because I mean it's like for me with the food truck now, warehouses where I used to go on the street, just find parking spots on the street. Now we don't even go on the street anymore at all. We only warehouses, which I'm happy with because it's very lucrative now. Like every week, Thursday, Friday, Saturday, Sunday, we in warehouses.
Yeah.
And they contract us. We're there breakfast, lunch, and dinner to serve their staff, so they won't have to leave.
Yes.
So they won't have to leave.
That's
Yeah,
even better.
that's why I said it's been amazing. I mean,
Yeah.
you go from like, okay, our goal when we first started, okay, if we could serve 30 people a day, it would be great. And now it's like, oh Jesus, I need more help, more help, more help.
Yeah.
So it's an amazing thing to be a part of the warehouse. So that part has been awesome. So
Yes.
yeah.
It sounds like you have just been thriving out here, Freda. I'm so proud of you. And you know what? Last night yesterday was election day, right? And we wake up today wondering, did Trump win? Did Biden win? Boom, boom, boom. We still don't know. What you think about that, Freda? What is going on with this election, honey? You think Trump trying to steal it again? What is going on?
Oh no, I honest to God, I try not to even concern myself with it. I know it's hardcore, but it's I this the attitude. I'm one of the crazy people. If Trump win, if Biden win, I'm gonna have to get up in the morning.
You still gonna have to do what you gotta do.
Bang, we got to go to work. You know what I'm saying? And it's like, one is you still got to do your part. Regardless of who wins, regardless of what happens, you still got to get up and go to work. You still got to do this. I hate the climate that we're in. And, I haven't personally experienced any crazy racism or anything, but I think it's getting closer and closer to us. We are in the South, and it's a kind of nervous thing, like everybody, I'll be so in my own world. They said one of my friends sent out a mass text, okay, election day coming, you go get your water, go stack up on everything just in case it's a riot and everything shuts down. I was like,
you weren't even thinking of none of that, right?
Right, I wasn't. Like last night, I was determined. I was not going to watch any coverage. I'm not going to be stressed out. I have to protect my peace. You know what I'm saying? It's enough going on in the world, in your family, trying to sustain your business, trying to just get up and be the best that you can be, than to have all these outside forces coming in, heightening your anxiety levels. So, in order for me to operate and be the best Freda that I can be, I have to tune out the noise. Like as I said, hey, well, by the time we do with this, maybe they'll have the answer, maybe not. But guess what? Yeah. In the morning, when we get through, I'm finna go stock up my truck. Yeah. I gotta go get supplies. And tomorrow is another day of business, regardless of who wins. We all gonna be careful. Like you got guns. I was like, look, okay.
Somebody said that to me yesterday too, and it went in one ear and out the other. I'm like, what they talking about, a gun? Like, I had no issues with voting. There were no riots.
Right.
That's
why I said I don't know. I said, but I know me. I'm like, even if I had a gun, I don't even know if I would be ready to shoot it. Right. I'm honest. I mean, I'm not a gangster. I like to laugh. I'm not, so it's so crazy. Everybody has, and watching the news 24 hours a day has people really, really hyped up. It could be one isolated situation that they have spread throughout the world, and everybody's crazy. And it's one or two isolated situations. It's not the consensus, but if they beat it in you and beat it in you and beat it in you on the news, you're going to all of a sudden start feeling anxiety. start feeling anxiety. And that's what I'm trying not to do. That's why I say, hey, if we get out here, if I have an answer, oh, okay, cool. But in the meanwhile, back at the ranch, I still got to go stock up this truck, and we got to keep on living. I, of course we want, things to be better for the next 4 years, but, we still got to do our part as well. Nobody's going to come. Neither candidate is going to come to my door and be like, come on, Crump, let me tell you what we need to do.
They sure neither one of them, honey.
Neither one is coming to personally hold my hand. So you know what? I got to make it happen. Yes, that's just kind of how I am about the situation.
You got to keep it moving. Keep it moving. Well, I have thoroughly enjoyed you, Freda Crump. You have told me so many things that I did not know about your journey. And, to be a woman, being so successful in this industry, to have gone through all of the challenges you've had, and coming from a successful family, but not leaning on that. You wanted to separate yourself, but equal, right? And do your own thing. So I'm so proud of you. I wish you
so
best of luck in everything that you do. And I want you to let everybody know how they can get some of the Miss Crumpies and come to your food truck and learn about product development. Give them all the information, honey.
Oh, child, let's see. Everybody know my number is, you can contact me, Freda at misscrumpies.com. You can email me questions. I've done Instagram is Miss Crumpies, MISS, Miss Crumpies. Facebook is Miss Crumpies. Everything is Miss Crumpies. I'm here. If I know it, I'll promise I'll try to spread it to you. I'll tell you. If not, I'll try to find out. If I don't know, I promise I'm not going to send you down a rabbit hole on no day. I'm not going to give you any bad information. And all I can tell you is from my experience. Hey, if you want to call me, you can call me 678-608-5572. I'm not bothered. I'm an open book because I feel like it's going to be a circle. But one thing I can say, I always want to leave people with this. If you have an idea, if you have a business that you want to get off the ground, and and I've heard it so many times, that's why I address it a lot. Don't hold it in, thinking that, oh, I don't want to tell nobody because somebody gonna steal my idea. Nobody's not gonna steal your idea. Nobody's gonna steal your idea until they see it's a success. So if you go ahead and if you holding it in your hand, if your fist is so tight, nothing can get in and nothing can get out. You'll never get any help if you hold on to it. Tell people, nobody wants to do the work. That's why if you look around, all the businesses are the same. It's all seafood. It's all hot wings. It's all like when they got to a credit repair. You got 20 million people doing credit repair. Nobody's going to jump on that bandwagon until they know it's a proven thing. And by that time, you will already have your niche market and you will already be successful in what you're doing before they can catch up, because they can't move forward until you do, because they're waiting on you to do it. So I always tell people, don't hold it. Don't think nobody going to steal your idea. Nobody don't want to do their work. Nobody don't want to do their work. Because if they were going to do their work, they would want to do their own dream. They would work on their own dream. So don't let that be a hindrance. Don't be sitting there on $1 million gold mine because you scared to tell somebody, because you will never get help. That's my best piece of advice I try to tell people all the time. Tell somebody. I'm not telling, don't tell Susu and Fufu now. Tell somebody who done it before.
Somebody doing it.
Yeah, somebody that has business experience, not somebody that's wondering. Because those people are the people that are going to shoot you down or think you're crazy. If you tell people and you really talk to someone that has had a business, they're going to try to tell you. Those are the most business people that are on their own, have business. These are the most creative people you will ever meet, because it's do or die for them. It's not a fantasy world that they're living in. It's do or die. So they've probably come across every obstacle or something similar to what you've done. So really get into your community. You don't have to look for Tyler Perry. You don't have to look for Oprah. Look for regular people in your area and build and grow from those.
Yes, that's some wonderful advice, honey. But you're right. Everybody don't want to do their work. I mean,
Nobody.
it look good. I want to do that. I want to do that.
Yes.
But when they find out what you got to do to get to that,
Man.
most of them gonna drop off.
Man, please. Nobody don't want to work. Everybody wants that microwave thing. They want their
Instant
microwave
gratification.
success.
Yes,
Yes. And it's not going to happen that way. That's why I
never.
tell people, man, go and put that time in, do what you want to do for you. Because
Yes.
if you looking at somebody else trying to do what they're doing, you can spend that same amount of time doing what you want to do. And then both of y'all should work together. You know, if you got a food truck and I got a warehouse, why can't you say, Frida, can I bring my food truck to your warehouse if we work together? Not me trying to get a warehouse like yours, or not you trying to get a food truck like mine. Why can't we just work together and build together?
They think you gonna steal they sauce, girl, or something like that.
Yeah, but that's yeah. I tell people that all the time. Just do you. If you do you, the atmosphere, the heavens and the earth is gonna open up and make it a way. I wish I would have came back here. God, I wish I would have came home a year before I did. But it's all good, because the love and the support that has been here in Tennessee,
Yes.
it's genuine, and it's people that's known me from birth.
Yes.
People that I can go back to and hold accountable. Don't give me no bad information, because I'm coming back to you. I know you, your uncle, your niece, your nephew.
I know
So,
all you.
hey, it's such a different place. That's why I tell people it's all in who you talk to. Talk to good people. Surround yourself with good people. If you are the only one and you want everybody to look up to you and think you the sugar honey iced tea, if that's your mission in life, you're doing it all.
Yeah. Wow. That is some great advice, Frida, for these people that are seeking knowledge and trying to be successful entrepreneurs out here. And, it's like you can't do it on your own. Like you said, tell somebody about your idea because they can help you. You got to talk to the right people, though.
Yeah.
You got to talk to the right
Nobody,
people.
like I said, don't ask people who ain't never did nothing for no
Right.
advice. If both of y'all sitting on the porch trying to figure out what to do with y'all life, that's not the person that you need to ask advice for.
Exactly.
That's not, what I'm saying? It's you can't, what they said, yeah, ask people that have done something. If you ain't never did nothing, you ain't gonna be able to teach me how to.
Yes, ma'am. Yes, ma'am. Well, thank you so much, Freda Crump. I have thoroughly enjoyed you today on episode 143 of the Verbally Effective Podcast. I can't wait for everyone to hear it. LOC gonna be pumping it up. And a lot of these entrepreneurs, because I know so many people that want to do exactly what you're doing, Frida. They want to get into the food industry business, whether they got the best wings or the gumbo, like whatever they have, they want to sell it. They don't know what to do. They don't know all of the steps. And you are a gold mine for advice on this. So I can't wait for people to hear this podcast and hear your story and know that you're willing to help people out too.
Yes, I have no issue. People help me every day.
Yes.
So, man, I love it. It's a cycle of knowledge. And we have to help each other. How we gonna ever get anywhere if no one's willing to help each other?
That's true. That's true. What you say, Frida, your motto is just do you, right? Just do you.
Yes.
Just do you. Look, I think I'm gonna title this episode "Just Do You." They gonna
I
understand
like
when
that.
they listen to it. When they listen to it, they're gonna understand exactly what I'm talking about. But yes, ma'am. Thank you so much, Freda Crump. I want you to have a lovely day, and
you as well.
I appreciate you. And if you need anything from me going forward, just hit me up and let me know, because I'm gonna be calling you because I got some questions about product development.
Okay, please do. I mean, I'm here. I'm an open book. Like I said, if I know it, you know it. I have no issues. I'm not a hoarder of information. I want us all to be happy.
Yes, ma'am. Well, thank you so much, Frida. You take care, and thank you again.
Thank you for having me. I appreciate it.
Yes, ma'am.